Hi, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Bennett.
It looks like you found your way to the Third Space Podcast.
What's that?
What's what?
The Third Space Podcast. Why is it called that? Is it about space? Because I like space.
No, it's not about space, Bennett. Please stop diverting our scripted intro.
Sorry.
So, third space is an idea that tries to capture that feeling you get when you're in the middle of a really engaging conversation, where the conversation feels almost alive. It's when the conversation doesn't exactly live in the space in your head or the space in the other person's head. It lives in
outer space.
Third space, not outer space. How can a conversation even live in outer space? How would that even work?
Well, don't astronauts, when they're in space, they kind of put their helmets up next to each other so they can talk via the vibrations? Or then, technically all of our radio transmissions are still flying off through space, so it kind of counts. It's a conversation in space.
I mean, that's actually kind of interesting, but this is an introduction, not an episode. I'm trying to tell people why they should listen to our podcast.
Oh, well, that part's easy. It's because our podcast episodes are essentially just interesting conversations that you and I have about all kinds of things. We do serious stuff like psychology and science, or silly stuff like lame superpowers and misunderstandings about pop culture. That's usually me. People can listen, they can laugh, they might even learn something if we do a good job and don't go off on 1,000 tangents like we usually do.
I think some of the tangents are the pleasures, but the thing is, I think the fundamental interest that we have, or what we bring to the table, is that you are an engineer, you are math and science oriented, I'm an English teacher, I'm the liberal arts, artsy-fartsy oriented, and so our perspectives end up being pretty different, even though we converse similarly.
Different on really lame and pointless things like poetry.
Poetry's not lame. It's a beautiful form of artistic expression, and you know it.
Sure. The point is, though, despite our differences, we still managed to create Third Space.
Yes, and we hope that you will join us.
Please enjoy the Third Space Podcast.